Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for All You Can Eat Chelsea. I'm your host, do the most and never coast. Matisse in the building, alongside with the cast and crew. Do you know what I'm saying? The man that have been ready for this episode since before we started recording. We were just going on and we were like, do you know what? We need to come in here and put that out into the atmosphere. Younes and Ms. Younes, bro, how are you doing, bro? Welcome back.
Thank you, man. I'm good, man. I'm feeling refreshed. I'm feeling good. I got a good night's sleep last night while everyone was suffering, it seems.
Oh, we must suffer. We must suffer.
You must suffer.
Hey,
talking about suffering, there is a team suffering. That is Tottenham in a good way. And we seem to be suffering in a bad way. So I'm looking forward to getting told what the hell happened last night, even though I've seen some highlights. But yeah, man, it's going to be mad.
Miss, bro, how you feeling? I got a sleep. I wouldn't say a good night's sleep, but I got the sleep in at last.
Well, I don't know if you saw the comments post the watch along. There were hella comments. People were saying the match was rubbish. The watch along was great with you three. Honestly, Matisse, thank you for joining in the watch along. I don't know how you stayed up and watched that. Kudos to you. You're proper Chels. You are a proper Chels. That's what you are. Now you know how I feel. Staying up at 3 a.m. sometimes watching our team play that kind of rubbish. Not in pre-season, in regular season.
In real life. In 4K. Listen, I have to give a massive shout out from the top of the show to the international fans because finally now, I mean, I always appreciate you guys. You know how I am. I stick up for you a lot on the TL, but I think now even some of the hardcore proper Chelsea are starting to appreciate what you guys go through. Listen, I get, going to games. That's a great. It's like a passport. You get your stamps at the airport with the security guard. It's brilliant. But you are paying for leisure, for entertainment. We don't do that at Chelsea right now, but hopefully one day. But you are meant to be enjoying. It's like going to a concert to see your favorite artist. These guys that are waking up at 3
not hard.
a.m.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard at 3 p.m. on a Saturday.
No, the late kickoffs. We know Sky, the broadcasting. Let's not get into that. Yeah. But when it comes down to staying up at 3 a.m. on a work night to watch your favorite team, when you've got kids and you've got jobs and you've got shit to do, it's been a long day, 8-hour shift. You're still up waiting for the game, and you've got to watch Michy Batshuayi up front. Doing vibes and good feelings and whatnot. Listen, not for me. Yeah, I think I would just move sport because it's long. I can't.
Matisse, I actually said that in my watch along. If you heard, Matisse would not be a Chelsea fan if he lived in Australia. I'll tell you right now, he'll be a cricket fan. Straight up, way he would be a Chelsea fan.
I would be one of the loosiest, goosiest Chelsea fans you've ever seen. I'll be like, I would just vibe with the team. Just
wouldn't even watch. Did we win? We won. All right, nice one. Yeah.
Bro, but what I witnessed last night in Charlotte was really sad, because obviously it was delayed kickoff. It was sad, bro. Thunder and lightning. I said, wow, I'm learning a lot from Charlotte today. You have definitely strong different climates. We
didn't even get to see the girl Charlotte either. Like I thought it was going to be a pretty girl called Charlotte.
The most entertaining part of the game was just looking at how big the stadium was. The weather report. Even the chances that Charlotte were creating was great. I mean,
actually, Charlotte created some good chances, bro.
Good old Charlotte. She knows what she's doing.
She's unbelievable. Fair play to her. We didn't expect much from Charlotte when we approached her at the bar. Then she actually bought us drinks. She took us for a dance, and the only reason why she didn't end up impregnating us is because we actually, decided to. Well, actually, we lost on penalties. You could decide if we got impregnated or not at the end.
I think we did, bro.
And now we have to carry this shit for 9 months from the season's beginning. It seems because I don't know what I watched. I mean, the attack was just tired, drained. And people say that we're overreacting, it's only pre-season. Guys, I mean, at the end of the day, for me, this is judging a book by its cover. I know they say don't do that, but I'm judging the book by its cover. If I see that there's wear and tear on the front cover, which is what I'm seeing on the front cover, by Everton, I'm expecting to open them pages and it to be soggy inside. I'm not really expecting the book to suddenly change its. You know, I'm not expecting people to change their lives here against Everton and everything to just suddenly click out of nowhere.
The thing is, Matisse, we know this cover. We've seen this cover. This cover ain't different to us. So don't give me all of a sudden this book is going to be something different. No, look, I just want to quickly say, because I've seen a lot of people commenting social media, but it's just a pre-season. It's just all of this overreact. It's not. Look, I think because Matisse was obviously in the watch along whilst Younes was having the greatest sleep of his lifetime. But I think even Younes would agree. It's not about the result. None of like Matisse and I, we're not upset about the result. Who cares about if it's 1-1, 2-0, 2-0? That it's about taking these preseason games a little bit seriously, because you think this is where you're gonna figure out how you want to attack down the track. This is where you want to figure out what you want to do in midfield. Maybe try something different. The back four, you're still continuing with the back three. Fine, but where is the ideology, that attacking philosophy that was not there last season as well? This season, there's no Chilwell being injured anymore. Chilwell, of course, he still takes a bit of time to come up and running. I get that. But when we've got the ball and it's with, let's say, Hakim Ziyech or Callum Hudson-Odoi or Pulisic, there seems to be no sort of like a rhythm, like a drill. Like, surely these guys in training, from what I see from Erik ten Hag with Man United, the way they drill, the way they're looking to, how are we going to create those triangular passes? How are we going to create one-touch passes? How are we going to try and beat an opposition when they press and so on and so forth? Am I not privy to see that in this preseason, or this preseason is just a total mock? It's a fun and games. It's just a lighthearted thing. Come Everton game, we're ready now. We are buzzing. How is that possible?
Yeah,
tell me, boys, how is that going to be possible?
I look preseason. I completely agree. The vibe that I got, because I tried to catch up as much as I could this entire morning. I've been trying to see exactly what the hell was going on last night, right? And I see the reaction from a lot of people. The reaction that I saw from a lot of people was actually they were quite frustrated. I didn't really see much people going, oh no, it's just pre-season. I saw a lot of people quite fuming. And then I hear Thomas Tuchel's fuming about the way that we were attacking and the way that the last 20 meters, as he said, was basically non-existent, even though our build-up looked quite decent. But when you're looking at pre-season, results don't matter. But you want to be able to see a certain amount of effort. Why? And a certain amount of intensity and urgency. Why? Because these lads have just come back from holiday. Pre-season should be, theoretically, the toughest time of your season, because you are trying to get back to a certain level and sometimes exceed that. That way you are ready for the new season and it's not going to feel as difficult. Because if you get into a season and you fatigue very early, you're screwed. You're playing in 4 competitions, you're stuffed. We were talking, before going live, Tottenham, Antonio Conte, he's got his players dropping dead like flies, right? And then they get told to get up and keep running. And then they do, and then they drop again. It's like, no, mate, we're not done. Get up. And all of them were dropping. But you best watch on day one of that Premier League season, they are going to be in condition. They are going to be ready. That is it. If you're not suffering in pre-season and you're not dripping buckets, you're not having a pre-season. And that's just not professional football. I've seen that at semi-pro. I've been involved in things like that. Pre-season is deadly. It's meant to be deadly. The vibe that I get from this squad, as I've said, results don't matter. But on the pitch and what we're meant to be doing and the body language of these lads, I'm seeing like it's very light-hearted. A lot of these lads take it very lightly. And that's concerning. That is concerning. And I hope Thomas Tuchel addresses that quick.
They're hitting the clubs. They're having parties. Look, that's fine. You're in United States. You deserve to have a bit of a, off time after work. I get that, but the vibe I think is getting carried into the preseason matches.
Exactly.
And I feel like we are gonna get a bit of a shock come Premier League starts. I know Everton's not having the greatest start either, but you best believe at their ground, Frank Lampard. I'm worried.
We've already lost there, so we have no right to go into that game overconfident.
And you know what? I think Frank Lampard will realize Everton, with the lack of business they've done, they're probably a candidate for getting relegated. I'm being absolutely honest. They've done nothing besides Tarkowski, and they lost Richarlison, who's helped them out last season to keep them afloat. They're going to fight for day one, every point, every little, half a point if they can get. and straight after Everton, we've got Tottenham. And you best believe they're going to come to Stamford Bridge like a robot face. They're going to be so conditioned. They will not be there for the emotions. I'm telling you. Antonio Conte's second season with these lot and the kind of transfer business that they've done,
and still doing, because they're probably still going to bring in at least one more player. I think when it comes down to Chelsea right now, my biggest problem, like you said earlier, is you guys have spoken about the lack of intensity. That's one side of it. The lack of style in the attack, because I'm still bored. I'm still bored. I'm still watching Ziyech struggling in the inside right position. I'm still seeing Pulisic. Yeah, he scored. Nothing special. The only attacker yesterday that did anything worth keeping my two eyeballs awake and stopping me from walking out in front of traffic, even though it was 3 a.m. and there was no cars, I would find cars, was Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling was dribbling past players. He completed most of his dribbles. He was really good in the final third.
He looked a class above, right, Matisse? He looks so much better than any of our players. It's not even funny.
But it just goes to show, I wasn't like Raheem Sterling, oh my God, I'm so excited. But look at the difference already. Like, this is the levels. There's levels to this game. He's come into our attack and already, I don't even know if he's fully fit, but he's already completely making everybody else look a level below. And this is what I need.
5 levels below.
This is why I need more attackers. And I'm seeing today, Simon Phillipson signed Dan Talk Chelsea. They've put out that Tuchel was looking for 2 more attackers, not 1. I think Tuchel was looking for 2 centre backs. And now, after watching yesterday, he said, "You know what? I can understand now why some people in the fan base may say we only need 2 centre backs and maybe promote another one. We maybe need to change the centre back and put in an extra forward." Yeah, Todd, over there. Just take the money and put it back over there. Yeah, it's like when you're playing them game shows and they're asking you to move the money from place to place. And they're making
Todd was in the game yesterday. But
red or black? Put it back on red. Yeah, go back over there because it's horrendous, bro. I don't mind Ziyech staying. I said he made it to the next round. He sang his heart out middle of the season. Great vocal cords for a few months into the next round. Pulisic, you're American passport. You're into the next round. Hudson-Odoi, you're not going out on loan. Your contract runs out in 2024. They're nursing an injury. Cool, you're into the next round. But I don't want these guys starting. I want to see new starting attackers. You guys that have been failing for the last couple of years, that we're having patience with, you can sit on the bench and then you can force your way into this team by playing out of your skin. But I need new attackers. I need a new right winger. The first thing that needs to come in is a new right winger that has creativity, that can dribble. The same thing Sterling was doing on his side. I need that on the other side because it's dire over there. I'm not watching any Chelsea winger that is not new on that right wing this season. We need a new right winger. I don't care if it's Sané. I don't care if you have to rip Gnabry's contract up and be penalised for FFP. Or I don't know, just anything. I need a new right winger. And then if you can go for another striker, then cool. But you can't afford to let Broja go with Batshuayi staying. I don't know what these quotes are.
Broja is our best striker at the moment, Matisse. Broja is our best striker. That's mad. He's our best striker at the moment.
Bro, this is every single preseason we do this where we're like, oh, we'll give this person a chance. I'm seeing Batshuayi clips from West Brom at the Hawthorns where he scored under Conte. Like, it's 2022. Like, I haven't seen Batshuayi do anything of importance since, I don't know. I mean,
since then, 5 years ago.
2017, I guess, since Conte. It's insane. Like, we need to get serious. And we just need to get Kounde over the line. I think Kounde would be a brilliant signing. I think Kounde will even help with our creativity in a funny way because he dribbles and he's actually quite good at carrying the ball into midfield. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Kounde playing 1-2s with the right side centre mid. I think Ampadu's been really good as well. That's a good positive to come out of pre-season so far. The build-up play, like Ryan was saying on the watch-along, the build-up play is fine. You add Koulibaly to this. The defence and the midfield on the ball is fine. If you add Ampadu into this team, defensively in midfield, you've got another option. I'm cool with that. I would prefer another kind of, midfielder to come in, but we don't have the space. I don't know if we're going to clear the midfielders. It is what it is. But you cannot go into this new season with this attack. Sterling is not enough. You cannot ask Sterling to get on the
agree.
ball and carry this team and put this team on his back. We're not doing that. We need another attacker, and we actually need another wing back because Reece James, when he's at right side centre back, that right side is not good enough as well. We need a wing back that can play both flanks.
Surely Kennedy is not someone we are moving into the season with on that right side. Like,
This is why I don't get why Harvey
Vale was taken away. This
is
why
I was upset. Last season. Why is Kennedy such a big part of things now? But when he was recalled back from wherever he came in January, he wasn't important then. He wasn't used throughout the whole season. Doesn't make any sense.
It's mad, bro.
It's weird. It's very strange. So, I mean, Klaus is gone. He's gone to Marseille. Sterling is being linked with who in the Championship? I don't know. The right side defender.
Either way, he's not the answer, bro. I don't know who's available. I know there's some talks about Adama Traore. I'm not overly excited about that, but yeah, man, it's just.
I want someone that can ideally play on both sides, to be honest, but because I need the cluster of left wing backs that we have just out the door, and I'm not gonna get comfortable with another season with Alonso or Emerson or Baba Ramen noodles or honestly, I'm tired now. Every single summer we do this, we make allowances for certain players who we know need to leave, but they just end up staying anyway, just out of pure frustration. And it's Bakayoko last summer. This summer it's Batshuayi. Next summer it will be new contract for this person. No, like Barkley, new contract because he loves being a bench player and he's happy to do the role. Like, I'm not really listen. Harvey Vale's got only 1 year left on his contract. If they decided to send him home, it is what it is at this point. But there are certain players in that team that are taking minutes for no reason. They're stealing minutes in pre-season when we only have 4 matches. I don't know what we need to see of Batshuayi. I don't know what we need to see of Barkley. I don't know what we need to see of some of these players that are in the team, that are in the squad. We know who they are.
Kennedy.
We know who they are. Like, they're not going to change, they're not going to change their whole entire footballing ability in a couple of games. It's not going to make them more desirable on the shop market. The shop is not stupid.
You know what? I agree with that, at least now. I can understand why maybe Thomas Tuchel, because it's pre-season. That's the whole point of pre-season to an extent. If he wants to see, in living color what these players do, then fair enough. But I think like now they've shown, going into Arsenal, all these names we've just mentioned shouldn't be involved. And then the Udinese pre-season friendly in Italy should basically be a dress rehearsal for the strongest 11 we're going to go with into the start of the season. That's how I think it should go down. But yeah, we have a lot of Deadwood. I mean, I heard there was a little rumor going around that we're going to be addressing the Deadwood and letting certain players go. And cool, we want to see that. I just hope it happens. So yeah, we'll see. But overall, this preseason, the vibe so far, it's not good enough.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are hammering home, not result. Yeah, it's about performance. I think Charlotte had better chances. The midfield dynamic I didn't like in the second half. I didn't think the second half really brought any more control, any more better football, even though the team was meant to be stronger. Gilmour in a pivot. Listen, I didn't get to watch the Club America game in full. I don't think, sorry, not Gilmour, Gallagher in a pivot. We're in danger of for me, maybe misusing Gallagher. I've said it before. I don't think he's really you're not really going to get the best out of him in a pivot. I don't really think his position is in this system. I think in a midfield 3, you're going to get much better out of Gallagher. Yeah. Unless you don't want the goals to come from Gallagher, which was one of his main strengths last season, and you're just going to use him for his industrial work rate and covering space and whatnot. But I don't know. It's a strange one. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, at least Koulibaly and Sterling are obviously in now. Kounde on the way. Confidence levels. Younes, how you feeling? I know this is potentially Rafinha 2.0 Barcelona. We don't want to get too excited, but we've put the bid in. So yeah,
I think this one will go down. I think this one will happen. I hope. But I think this one will happen. So yeah, later on, I know there's going to be updates. We'll hear what happens, but I'm expecting a done deal later on, and we'll see. But I reckon he comes to Chelsea, and then we move on to the next area, as you said, which I think the attack needs to be addressed. So yeah.
And what about you, Miz? Are you feeling confident with this one? Are you excited about Kounde coming in?
Bro, very excited. That's the player that we needed on that right side as a RCB competition starter. As you said, someone who can drive from that position, move into midfield, and potentially be a bit more creative from the back. I suppose we need everyone to show up on the ball. Very, very happy, excited, wanted this. The fact that we're in this mess is another issue that I'm so annoyed about, because this guy wanted to be a Chelsea player from such a long time. And I don't know whether these rumors are true that Thomas Tuchel didn't fancy him. It was a club signing. Thomas Tuchel, how could you not fancy this guy, bro? How? He's everything that you need at the back. Ball playing ability. Do you know what I mean? Good vision, good carrying with the ball as well. Like, what is it? Just the height? Were you upset? Or did you want Kimpembe, only Kimpembe? And if it was Kimpembe, then put the bid down, mate. PSG are willing to only sell if you meet their valuation of £55 million. Then do it. You're putting that money for Kounde anyway now. So it just don't make sense to me, Matisse. Like, what is it? Look, I think he's going to be a Chelsea player, but I'm not going to be surprised one bit if the economic levers that are getting triggered today and that injection of cash, somewhere around £300 million, is coming through to Barcelona. Don't be one bit surprised if they match our bid and make it happen, because they are now focused on defenders. They're not focused on attackers anymore. They've done the damage of it. They've bought everyone that we wanted. Rafinha, we wanted. They've got him. Dembele, we want to steal away from them. They've somehow re-signed. And they're managing to re-sign all of these players on much cheaper wage than we were proposing. So understand the levels here. Do you know what I mean? We are not competing with any club. We are competing with a monster club that seems to be every player's dream. And it also seems to be Kounde's dream now to go over there, to play with Xavi and whatnot. So look, man, we better close this ASAP. We better close this ASAP, because if we don't, and once again we dilly-dally around, because I feel like we've now done enough, right, Matisse? We've done everything. Like, Sevilla wanted X amount of money, and we've given them that. There's nothing more that we can do. And I think we're giving Kounde a lot more than what Barca can afford as well. So from here on, if we don't get him, I blame us to be in this situation.
I mean, the player wanted to join us for the past year, and we didn't get it done. So Rafinha is different. Barcelona was always his preference. Personal terms were agreed from January. Dembele, again, preference was Barcelona. He was never even really in an official, discussion to sign us in terms of like an official here we go or anything like that. This one will be a little bit more annoying, because we really could have had this wrapped up a long time ago. I'm seeing somewhere that Alonso is potentially not going to Barcelona. They're probably going to move on to a different target. This club,
oh, right?
Like this is probably the most annoying thing that could possibly happen this summer for me as a fan. I don't understand what the holdup is for Marcos Alonso to transfer to Barcelona. He disrespected Tuchel last season, so professionally, you already have a reason to get rid of him. And yet, I'm seeing him on the front cover of the advertising for Charlotte. Like, this player did not already showcase to you in the last 2 years, really, one time under Lampard, that he's a little bit all over the shop. He's got 1 year left on his contract. So if you're not renewing, this is the last time to get money. And you have Emerson that you wanted back in January, there's no links for him to leave. So are we going to have 3 left wing backs next season? Again, it's just I just don't understand. It's just really, really weird behavior, really strange behavior. And I'm not afraid to say it, because I've said it many a time. Whenever I feel like something weird and stupid that doesn't make sense is happening, like with the whole Ake and Kimpembe thing, 2 left-footed, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. This is quotes from yesterday. The last 20 meters was not good enough. We struggled with our decision-making and precision the last 20 meters. In the second half, it took 30 minutes to show some quality. and then it was only 10 minutes. So not good at all. I feel like I'm reading quotes from last season.
That's exactly it. I was just about to say this is exactly the same issue. This isn't going away. This is why the focus, like, yeah, we've sorted the defense out. We need to resolve this attack, and it's not just one player's going to come in and change everything. We need to shift the entire front three, like everything, and maybe even contemplate a change in system going forward. Maybe the 2-8s will complement our front three if we were to work with that. Maybe, you know, we need to get something going, because this isn't gonna. If we stick with this, what we have now.
But see,
Top
this
four
is the
could be a
thing,
myth.
Younes. This is the thing, Younes. Why isn't Thomas Tuchel trying something? The first 2 matches seems to be back three. I know back three turns into a hybrid sort of 4 on the ball. I get that, but as opposed to using one more defender, use another attacking personnel. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the midfield, because if you're going with a double pivot, right, ultimately you've just got that front three. They're on their own. You got the wing backs, which help them out, but only on the wings. That front three, what happens to those two inverted forwards? They come in and act as the 8s. You know, I would rather have a front three that remain as a front three without anyone coming central, and the 2-8s doing the business in between the lines or in the half spaces. I think that would be dynamic enough. And you have the fullbacks, which are going to come forward and give you more assistance, and then they're going to probably focus on defending later. But personally, I think that would be key, but that evolves around the issue of a defensive midfielder. We need to sort that out. We need a DM.
Ampadu.
Or if we're going to give it to Ampadu, give it to Ampadu and just start rolling with something. Try it out. I appreciate in the first 2 games of preseason that maybe we've stuck with what we know. We get to find out what... I get Thomas Tuchel maybe wants to see exactly what's in front of him. But now you've had that chance. Going into the Arsenal game, going into Udinese, we need to start getting an idea of what we're going to do in the season. So hopefully the Arsenal game, we see some changes.
I don't know. It's an interesting one. We'll see how it progresses in the next 2 games.
Yeah,
it's definitely time to step things up now. I've watched or seen 2 pretty poor matches in terms of attacking impetus. Now in the next 2 games, it needs to step up, because, like you said, I mean, 6th of August is the start of the Premier League season. It's 21st of July, so just over 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And it's not like the start of the season is easy. You've got Leeds away after Tottenham, Leicester, Southampton, West Ham, Fulham. It's the Premier League, so you can never take anything for granted. But if we want to be serious, we do need to be collecting a lot of points. I remember in the watch along when Miss said, "Is a point at Everton? Is that something that we could take?" Is that I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, if we're semi-serious this season, you go to Goodison Park, you get a win. That's the first sign of progress, because we always go to Goodison Park and struggle. So it's time to go there, stamp our authority in the first game and take a win, whether it's a 2-0, etc. We need to take a win from that game, because Tottenham is going to be a different test. I know everybody says it's Tottenham, we're at home, but it's not Tottenham anymore.
Do you know how many fans will convince themselves if we drop points at Everton that it's just the first game, though? Like, calm down. You're overreacting. I hate when fans use this overreacting word, or
CFC Daily
agenda
for 3 years.
Exactly. I hate when people don't understand where we are coming from. Like, and this is what I think us three, we had these casual fans, right? And I'm not once again, I'm not trying to be some sort of a super fan here. Like, I'm just saying that us three and many other people that watches our videos on a regular basis, we fans live, breathe Chelsea every second. So we are far more aware of what is happening. But I completely appreciate the fans that are just the casual fans that just rock up for the match. They're not really into all the news and whatnot, what's going on. And I feel like those are the ones that come in every now and then. They're overreacting. We're not overreacting. I'm telling you right now. Watch Club America. Watch Charlotte. Results not the importance. But you tell me, is it just for the factor of getting the fitness up? Because if that's the case, why don't you keep playing matches during training games with each other? Like, if it's just fitness, or is it actually a mechanism to start finding, as Matisse said, an attacking impetus? Because right now we're not seeing that. Now, you may say, look, Miz, he's not got his attackers here. He needs attackers. Well, then do the business, mate. Well, you wasted all that time on Rafinha. Do you know what I mean? You weren't interested in Dembele, seems like. You didn't want to put anything for Gnabry. Ended up signing, getting a contract extension with Bayern Munich. So what are you doing? Like move quick. You know, the way you moved with Koulibaly, move like that with all the other players, because you need players in and you need players out.
Yeah.
You need players out, because Ziyech, Pulisic, as much as it hurts me to say this about Ziyech, he needs to leave as well, man. He needs to go. I know Pulisic ain't going nowhere.
Werner and Ziyech should be your next two.
Werner needs to go. And
Ziyech is too limited, man. I've said it before. He's too limited. Like in terms of people say dribbling completion is the same as Rafinha. This is not the same player as Rafinha, man. You just have to watch. He doesn't have the intensity. He doesn't have the acceleration. He doesn't run past players. He's not that type of player. And Tuchel's quotes here, and this is literally exactly what I saw as well. I saw 4 accelerations in the second half, and I think they all came from Raheem. Raheem was the only dynamic attacker that could actually run. Like they don't have the ability to go past players. It's insane. They can't dribble past players. As much as I don't think Tuchel's system is perfect for the attack, and it does negate more to the midfield, build up, play, and defense. And he does, maybe in comparison to a Pep, not have anywhere near as much attacking philosophy or maybe a plan, and he's not drilling them in the same way. You could say that he had a quote about this when he was speaking on PSG. He wants his attackers to find a solution. Our attackers are incapable of actually taking players on and being audacious in attack and doing what attackers do. They're so safe. They don't have the ability to do it. It's insane.
The amount of back passes I saw yesterday, even from a player like Havertz, he had the ability to turn and look forward and go head on with the opposition defender. But now he's more comfortable to lay the ball back. That's not good enough at Chelsea Football Club, man. It ain't good enough.
Even on a pre-season level, right? We're talking about 4 accelerations, and they all came from Raheem. That means we're not moving intense enough. And even as a pre-season, if we're going to be focusing on fitness, if it's just fitness, as you know, the prime example, the prime aim of pre-season is to get yourself back into prime condition and shape. Well, run. Run. It's the basics. If we're not doing that, that tells me we're taking it lightly. As I've said, I'm getting the vibe like we're trotting along, and we're not actually putting in what we need to do in pre-season to get ready for the new season, at least on a physical level. When you look at Tottenham, I have to use this example all the time because they're running like horses. You go watch their pre-season matches. They already look trimmed down. They look in shape. They look sharp. The sharpness is there by everyone. And for us, it just seems like we're acting a little like, yeah, give me the ball. All right, nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For me,
it's pre-season.
We need to get way more cutthroat. Like for me, Werner should be leaving already. I've said it before. I'm not trying to see Werner next season. I'm not changing my mind. He's on massive wages. Todd wants to restructure Abramovich's wage structure. You don't want rotation players on high wages. You want starters to be making the most money. Timo Werner is a prime example of somebody on the wrong wage. Get rid. If you're moving on Ziyech because you're not going to play a system that caters to him, then get rid of him. Now, I think personally, getting rid of Ziyech with the fact that we have a lack of creators as it is a very big risk, because if you look at our big chances created, Ziyech was one of the top guys. We didn't create enough big chances last season, and nobody in the team, I would say, created enough big chances to be like satisfied. Mason Mount, I think, had 10, Ziyech had 9. But if you're going to start getting rid of players that create the most, you better be bringing in some serious creative players. You start with those 2, if that's what we're doing here. And then next summer, Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi have 1 year left. And if they haven't had a great season, then it's time to go. And maybe you go with a buyback or whatever. I don't care. But we need to get Ruthless. And I want to see this attack completely changed. Because then I know who the problem is, whether it's the attackers or it's Tuchel. But get rid of, I don't care, because Man City have done it. They've gone and got rid of the whole team. Liverpool under Klopp, the whole team has changed. Get rid of every single attacker over the next 2 seasons if they haven't stepped up, and get the right profile and do the right scouting for new attackers. And then if it's still dead, then it's Tuchel, and then you keep it moving. But that's what I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to, after this season, hear about Pulisic again, needs more time, had injury issues. I'm not trying to hear about Hudson-Odoi next summer. I'm not trying to hear about Ziyech, Werner. I'm not hearing about none of these boys. Even Kai as well needs to have a big season. I'm not trying to hear about none of these lot next summer. This season needs to be a serious step in progression for any of these players. And whoever doesn't step up this season, out of those names that we signed under Lampard, they need to keep it stepping.
100%, bro. I mean,
you don't have time for this, bro. I'm getting older. I told you, bro. I'm about to put down a holding deposit, bro.
This is what I said, and so many fans came after me. That was the video that I did a couple of weeks ago. The pressure's on Thomas Tuchel. Look, not only you're going to get your players, which is fantastic, and even if you don't, even let's say, for example, you don't get another attacker, you're going to have to somehow develop a way to, because, mate, it's not good enough just to say that Christian Pulisic, Ziyech, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz are not good enough. No, they're good players. You try and get better out of them. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know, boys, Younes, the names that I've just dropped, are they like effing shit players? Like, these are not bad players, man. Are you telling me they can't kick a ball into the goal?
Sometimes they play like it, you know.
No, but like, I'm so certain Ziyech is going to go somewhere else and he's going to absolutely annihilate it over there. I'm so certain Pulisic is going to go somewhere else and absolutely kill it. I'm so certain had Callum Hudson-Odoi gone on a loan to Bundesliga, would absolutely kill it. Werner, Thomas Tuchel needs to also, like, I appreciate his honesty and what he said in the press conference, but mate, what are you doing? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you actually going to now maybe tinker, as Younes said, with the system a little bit? You said at the end of last season, maybe I need to do something different with the system to try and get the best out of some of these players. Well, you're not doing it.
For people that think we're overreacting, I can promise you that Thomas Tuchel at full time would have been going into some of these players. I'm not going to lie to you, because if you look at his words from his press conference, because people sometimes just look at fans and they'll be like, why are you so annoyed? Calm down. Yeah. If you think Tuchel is in the dressing room at full time after that being like, don't worry about it, guys. It doesn't matter. It's only pre-season. He ain't saying that. The headlines from his press conference is unhappy with the second half, disappointment with the attacking play, why Timo Werner should be one of the happiest guys on the planet. And obviously there's a couple injuries as well.
Thomas Tuchel's overreacting. Thomas Tuchel's overreacting. He's got agendas.
Yeah, he's overreacting. Tuchel on Chelsea's second half performance, it took us half an hour to show some quality, and then it was maybe for 10 minutes. It's not good at all. Not offensively, not structure-wise, not in effort, hunger to be a dominant team. It was not good enough. This is not what you want to hear from your manager before the season starts.
In pre-season, exactly.
Thomas Tuchel, when asked about Timo Werner, stating he could be happy anywhere when discussing his future. I would be very happy as a young player having a contract at Chelsea Football Club. I would be one of the happiest people on the planet. And then he went on to say he's confused by his comments.
Timo Werner is very cheeky when he talks, bro. He's like, this is not the first time do you guys remember what he said at Germany when he was there?
I don't
Germany,
actually.
We play a different type of football. I'm more conducive.
Yeah.
I don't like to touch the football as much as I have to touch it at Chelsea.
Yeah. Like apparently with Germany, the style more fits him as opposed to like, bro, leave. Well, who's stopping you, bro? No one's paying your wages.
His wages are stopping.
Wage cut. Yeah. Why don't you take a 50% wage cut and get the hell out of here? Like, seriously.
The thing is, Ian, it concerns me a little bit because we've seen this script before. With Tuchel's comments after the game about Werner specifically, which is not what we really expect because it's Timo Werner. But when he's saying that he found his comments confusing, and you know, if it was him, like he would be the happiest guy, you know, to be a young player at Chelsea Football Club. But he's saying that publicly.
Yeah.
Like. There's definitely things happening behind the scenes, 100%.
Yeah, he's not exactly looking after his player there, is it? He's
exactly.
But Timo Werner's always been available. He's on that list, you know. It's been well reported whenever a list of attackers is available, Timo Werner's name is always on it. There is no logic really for keeping Timo Werner on the wage he's on, unless 2 reasons. You're not accustomed to what's out there and what you could actually have in this position for the money that we're paying him and the money we've paid for him. And the other reason is because you like his personality. And like I said, you can get great personalities elsewhere, you know. You can get just the same happy
personalities are not winning me trophies. All right.
Yeah, I mean, personality is lovely, and I love the fact that he knee slides before the flag goes up, and he has these gummy bears, you know, in the bench with the other players, and he's very accountable and all these things. But at the end of the day, this is football. You're paid to play football, and if you're not good enough at football, then we can't pay you. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. And he is not the player that we need in this league with the way that we play in terms of what we come up against with defenses. If we were playing at the Santiago Bernabeu every single week, and we were playing at St. Mary's every single week, teams that come onto us or leave, you know, high lines, Timo Werner would be great. And he'd still miss chances, but he would get his 15, 20 goals a season because he would just get that many chances. But against low blocks in a team that's struggling for creativity, Timo Werner is not giving you creativity because he can't dribble, he can't pass at an elite level. I know people will say he can. I'm talking about at a Manchester City, Liverpool level. He can't. So make room. You know, we need to get rid. And I also I've said it many a time, I want the wage structure sorted because it's a mess. Thankfully, Lukaku's no longer on it, but we still need to rectify that. So there's no reason for Timo Werner to be kicking ball at this club next season. He's had 2 seasons. Both seasons he's not been good enough. We need to be more ruthless. I really don't have time. Like I am getting older. I am getting older. Every single season, I am aging another year. Like I don't have time for this nonsense.
Man, I miss having killers in our front line, man. We used to have killers. Yeah. Like we used to have players that would be ruthless, and they'd come on and they'd already know prior to kickoff that they're gonna come on and cause mad damage. They just know. Yeah, man. We need to find that somewhere.
And you know what, Younes, because you didn't obviously watch the match, and thank God you didn't. But Sterling, Younes, when he came on in that second half, you can see the difference of how he used to play at Man City. Every time, Younes, he picked up the ball from midfield, but look up and burst and chaos. All he ever thinks about is creating chaos. I want to now create chaos. But the worst part for him is he looks up and he sees Kennedy on the right. And he sees whoever else on the left. And he's like, but where's my Bernardo? Where's my KDB? Where's my Rodri? Where's my Foden? And where's my XYZ? Like, for Sterling's sake, please, let's get some more attackers, because this brother, we will actually... He will
suffocate him.
He will deteriorate under us. He will. Yeah. His skill set is far above our attackers. Like seriously, it's far. What he showcased in that 45 minutes. Mind you, that's his first 45 minutes of the season. Some of these players have now got 90 minutes under their belt. I mean, what he was showing, the knowledge, the footballing IQ that he has. Nah, man. I mean, as soon as he had that first burst and he laid that pass off to Kennedy, the way he moved, and then equally how slow Kennedy made the play as soon as he received the ball, it's mad, bro. It's mad. Because from that position, you expect Kennedy to then come in and look for Sterling again, lay the ball off to him again, because he was bombing forward again. But Kennedy gets the ball and I might do some samba moves myself and go for a Hollywood shot outside the box. Nah, man, no. And this is what Thomas Tuchel was talking about. That final 20. I loved what Ryan said in the watch along that. It's like watching an athlete doing a 100-meter or 200-meter race, but in that final 20 meters, always getting a hammy. Always, undoubtedly, every time getting a hammy. How does one get a hammy every single time in that final 20 meters? It's mad.
Talking about hammies, I don't know how many flipping players we've got with hamstring problems. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. If you look at the way Gabriel Jesus has started that Arsenal preseason, that is why I wanted that player so badly. That's
Do you
why
remember when we had that episode, Matisse?
close control,
Yeah.
all across the front line, taking people on. Yeah, he's going to miss some chances, but at least the guy is going to help us create more chances. And he's probably a better finisher than all of our strikers at the moment anyway.
100, bro.
He is. I mean, I'm not probably he is.
He is.
Bro, this is why I wanted him so badly, because we all of these Man City B team attackers, bro, they're all our
A players.
They're all
our Chelsea A players.
They walk into our attack. Walk. It's insane. It's absolutely insane, bro.
Shows you the levels, though, doesn't it? It's not good.
No, it's not. It's not. Well, Kounde, we've spoken about that. Who else is there? I mean, we don't know what attacker we're going to go for. The wing-back situation, we don't know as of yet. I don't think there's been any links.
What we can talk about, Matisse, is what are we expecting for the Arsenal game? Because I need my team to get serious now. Like, jokes aside, you got Arsenal, then Udinese, then Everton. What are we doing? What are we expecting, boys? What's your expectation from here on in? Fun and games are done. Parties have been done. Charlotte was a great girl. What next? Honestly.
I've got to be real. With Arsenal, I'm a little bit concerned. Because they're undefeated in pre-season. Great, right? I mean, as I've said, that doesn't really mean anything. But they're moving. They look sharper. They look like there's a bit more chemistry there. It looks like they're having pre-season how pre-season is meant to be had, basically. And we're not. So that makes me a little bit concerned going into the game. And I want to at least see just an overall better amount of intensity and a better amount of urgency in that Arsenal game. A little bit more sharpness. I want to see us, try and dominate that entire game. Even if we draw, even if we lose 1-0, I'm not really fast. Again, the result doesn't really matter. But I want to see our presence. We have to show a presence and try and dominate that game. And if we do, even on a physical level, the basics, I mean, we're talking about accelerating. I mean, flipping hell, man. It's pre-season. Like, accelerate, bro. We are getting ready for a season run. I want to see just those basics, man. Those, if we show that, then okay, cool. Whatever the result is it's whatever happens. But if we don't see that, which I'm kind of concerned we won't, and I think Arsenal will, I won't let that fly. I won't let that slide. Yeah.
Well, I get the feeling we might get a pasting, and you know what? That might be a good kick up our backside. I feel like maybe Arsenal is going to show how a pre-season is done, and it will actually finally wake us up. And I hope from there on in, maybe the team needs a pasting. Maybe we need to get hammered 3-4-0. We do, so that these players just go, whoa, what just happened? Do you know what I mean? Reece James going around telling Koulibaly, bro, you ready? You want to win some trophies? Bruh, tell your other teammates if they want to win some trophies. Do you know what I mean? As much as I appreciate what you said, Reece, that was fantastic. You've got that captaincy caliber in you. But talk to your other teammates, mate. Like, they're sleeping.
What do I want to see? I don't know if it's possible for me to see what I want to see with what we've currently got in our squad. Because that attack is I just don't see it changing drastically with one new player. It's just not enough. You need another player to come in there minimum. So we're not going to get a new player in that attack. It's not going to happen.
Not for the Arsenal game. It's not going to happen. Another attack.
It's not going to happen. I'm just tired of watching some of these players. Like I've seen more than enough of them at this point. Especially in that attack. I think midfield wise, you could only benefit from seeing Ampadu in that midfield again. I don't know quite what the plan will be with Gallagher. His penalty people are absolutely dragging him for, but it doesn't really matter. Just don't put him on penalties.
First of all, why did they even have penalties? What is this?
I don't know. I was ready to wrap up after full time and they said we're going to penalties. Penalties for what?
It's America, innit? Entertainment first.
Yeah. Defense. I'm fine with the defense. Koulibaly's here. The defense is okay. I think Colwell was good in the middle of the three. Although I expect him to be more on the left, but it is what it is. Mendy can't
Do
say.
you want to see
penalties.
Sterling start, Matisse? Do you want to see like
Oh yeah,
Sterling
I need
start?
to see Sterling start. 100%. We
Yeah.
need to see Sterling start. Sterling has to start. He's going to be starting all season. He's got to start. I need to see more from Kai. Big improvements from Kai, because he is at the moment the guy that plays up there, and it's by default because we haven't got any other option. I don't want to see Batshuayi again. Don't particularly want to see Werner. So Broyo flying back out here.
What are you looking for Cho as well, Matisse? Like I feel like we skipped
I'd like
him
him
a
to
little
start
bit.
in the front three if possible. If you're not going to start him in the front three and you're going to play him at wing back, then you're only going to get so much from him on wing back. You can't. I mean, he's going to just go down the flank on the touchline and cross it in, isn't it? That's all he's going to do from wing back on the right hand side. But I want to see him in the front three. I want to see what he can do. If I'm ideally picking my team, I'd like to see Hudson-Odoi on the left, Sterling on the right, and Kai down the middle in the front three, and then actually play wing backs at wing back. I want to see Reece at right wing back, Chilwell on left wing back, play whatever back three you want to play, and the pivot, whatever pivot you can put out as well, Ampadu and whoever. But I want to see some creativity, and I know at least from a passing perspective, Hudson-Odoi can he's got some sort of vision to his passing in terms of his crossing, in terms of he's going to look up and try and pick someone out. It's up to him to perform if he plays in the front three. He's not a wing back, but this is what happens when you don't bring in a wing back and you continue to keep playing these guys at wing back. I know we attack with 5, defend with 5, the wingers push up, but it's not the same. It's not the same at all.
Yeah, man.
Don't want to see Pulisic a wing back either this season. We saw Pulisic a wing back many times last season. These guys are not wing backs. They're just not. You know, we're playing people out of position. If we're playing wingers at wing back, if we're playing Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi at wing back, we're really playing them out of position, and that's on Tuchel because they're not wing backs. We know what a wing back looks like, and they're not that. So it is what it is. But listen, this is not even going to be a long episode because I don't want it to go on and on. We're gonna probably wrap it up there. There's not really much more to say. We got our new players in. We spoke about that last week. We're still waiting for more players in. We know who we want rid of as well. That's evident. And the preseason squad is pretty much finalized. He's kicked out who he's kicked out and he's kept who he's kept. So that's that, isn't it? Injuries wise, what was it? Azpilicueta, who else was there?
Ross Barkley, Azpilicueta, and Timo Werner, I think.
No. Hamstrings. Yeah.
Lord of mercy. Also, he wouldn't. Yeah, so he's not even fit anyway. Jesus. I think, my summary is poor game from an attacking perspective, especially. And Tuchel is not best pleased. And he has to take some responsibility as well because he's in charge of this transfer window. So if he doesn't get the attackers in, it's probably because he didn't push hard enough for it. He needs to push. He needs to make it abundantly clear for Todd that he needs more attackers. And yes, we would like to change the whole dynamic of this team. I would love to change formation. I think it would be great if Tuchel looked at that because this is a little bit stale from last year. But you can't force him to change formation. If he's going to stick with this formation, then he better at least put in the best players possible in that team, in that formation, to make it more exciting. But ideally,
and there's talks that he's actually, even after Kounde, if we do get him, hopefully, there is still going to be a push for Kimpembe. So I don't think he's moving away from a back three, man. I really don't think he's moving away from a back three because why are you getting all of these defenders then? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite confused as to why that would be a priority. I've said it before. I don't feel like we need 2 more centre backs, mainly because the attack and other areas, even wing back, is an issue. But hey, I'm not the manager.
I think it's clear, man, and this is from last season onwards now. Like in defense, I think we have enough numbers. We're okay. We're cool in defense now. It's not a problem. Even without a Kimpembe, we're cool. But my goodness, I would say we need 2 more attackers. We need that right winger or that right wing forward, and we need that centre forward. We need someone who's going to be up there. Because Havertz, Broja, just those 2, I still think we're light. And someone to complement Sterling on the other side to alleviate that pressure. We got to remember that if we have a deadly front three, oppositions that we're going to be coming up against are going to be focusing on that front three. And sometimes it's really difficult to stop 3 players. You know, you can stop one, you can try and base your system around stopping 1 player, cool. You can try and base your system about trying to stop 2, but to stop 3, nah. There's always going to be one that finds his way through, minimum, along with the rest of the team that are there that aren't really getting focused on. You just help yourself. So, yeah, I think we need to get 2 more attackers in, and we'll give ourselves a chance in the new season. If we don't, it could be the same story of do everything right, and then when we get to the box, we look clueless.
Yeah. And I know people are going to be in the comments, but you don't want Ronaldo, you want another attacker. Ronaldo's the only person left. Listen.
This is why I wouldn't mind Ronaldo.
I want a certain type of attacker. And at the end of the day, the way that I watched us play yesterday, you stick a 37-year-old Ronaldo up top.
Yeah, he wouldn't be doing nothing.
He's not doing anything. All he's doing is standing up there waiting for where's the creativity? Where's my service? Where's my opportunities? And he's not going to get many, same as last year, because our chance creation is dog shit. So this is why I want forwards that can contribute to creativity and to goals, because everybody needs to be contributing to the creativity. We can't have anybody up there who doesn't contribute to the creativity, who doesn't help us create more chances, because we don't have enough chance space as it is.
This is why I think both Younes and I, when we were so excited about Ronaldo, is because both of us kind of had the feeling that Rafinha was coming. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I thought Rafinha was in the bag. So then you added Ronaldo, Sterling, Rafinha, Ronaldo. Now you are serious in business. But yeah, just Sterling and Ronaldo up front. I did mention some of our brothers that we have right now, they need to step up. But it looks like it's going to be the same old story with them. They're not looking to step up, or they're just not good.
My thing is whether you want Ronaldo or not, at least you got to be consistent with what you're looking for from the start of the window to the end. If you want a fluid attacker, or you want pace, or you want dribbling, or whatever attributes you want, you stick with that. You don't change what you're looking for because you can't, because the market or whatever. Go deep into the market and find somebody with the attributes that you're looking for. If we don't have players that take players on, go and get someone who does that. If you don't have an elite passer that creates chances, go and get someone to do that. You don't scrap all that and say, we can't get that now, so we're going to go and get this. That's desperate. And that's what Chelsea always do. They become desperate and they just get whatever they can find, and they don't actually fix their issue. I said it on DR Sports. Ronaldo, for us, is like, you have a drinking problem, and instead of going to the therapist to actually talk about it and really go and fix your issue, you just keep drinking. And Ronaldo is another drink. You just keep drinking more and more until you end up plastered, because you don't actually want to address your problems. We have clear issues with the way that we create opportunities, and we're just boring as hell to watch. And I'm not going to change my mind that he doesn't solve that. And at the end of the day, when it comes to Chelsea at this current moment in time, Tuchel doesn't want him. So that's your first sign as well that he doesn't. But also, no other club in Europe want him either. So this player that we have to take, and you're crazy for not thinking, nobody wants him. He literally has been embarrassed this transfer window with his request to leave to find Champions League football, and every single Champions League level team that he thinks that he can get into, whether it be Bayern, whether it be Chelsea, have all flat out rejected him. And the only teams he's been really linked with has been like Sporting Lisbon, who he's not going back to. And
he denied
maybe some lower level Champions League teams in Europe that they can't afford him. So this player that is just, everybody thinks that we should just be head over heels for, every single fan. Clubs are not head over heels, and that's a red flag for me. What we need to address that right winger situation, that right wing forward situation. If we stick with Ziyech, albeit we know what he can do, man, we know he's already deep in negotiation with AC Milan. We know that deal can only happen if we actually go for someone. If we don't go for someone, he sticks around because he has to. It's not a good vibe. It's not a good vibe. And I just feel like that's the next priority after Kounde walks through the door. Get someone who's going to replace who we thought was going to be Rafinha. Rafinha was going to be the guy. It's not him anymore. Get someone in that position and let Ziyech go to AC Milan. I think if we do that, we might get some more fluidity in our attack. Yeah. Well, listen, we're going to wrap up. It's been a madness. I don't know about these preseason watch-alongs, guys. I mean, what time is the Arsenal game? Is it 12 o'clock?
1 a.m.
UK, 1 a.m. UK time. Bomba. Listen, I think right now I'm gonna stick it out. You know, if Miz will have me, I'm more than happy to keep sticking it with Miz and Ryan. At least I can have people to talk to, so I don't go insane on my own. It's not worth my time sitting on Twitch, banging my head against the wall for my community. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna at least have people to talk to in Miz and Ryan. And then I'm not gonna lie to you. If things get sticky icky, I'm gonna go to bed.
you know what will happen is if Chelsea collapse and Matisse is on a watch along by himself, he's gonna start that drinking problem. And by the end of it, he's gonna be like, "Give me Ronaldo, give me Ronaldo."
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not safe for me to do these on my own. I need support. I need support.
Hedge your risk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a risk. I'm honestly a risk on my own watching these preseason games.
By the way, that for me, that's a serious preseason game. That one. I know the past two. You know, obviously the last one, Matisse, myself, and Ryan, we were laughing and joking, and the first one as well, Club America, I was laughing and joking. No more laughing, joking in that Arsenal game. I want to see some proper combination play. I want to see that you guys actually been training and not just having a great holiday at United States, which I've been there and it is a very nice place for a holiday, I understand. But you're footballers, you're there for a particular mission. So yeah.
This Arsenal game, we have to remember they're at the same level as us. Like, this isn't Charlotte or Club America, some MLS team that we're only going to see once, see you later. Arsenal, Premier League team, same level of preseason as us, competing for the same things as us, except the Champions League. But they are where we are, and that's going to show not just our level, but their level. So we have to turn up for it, because if we embarrass ourselves, it's Arsenal. It's a Premier League team. Even psychologically, that can play a part going into the first game of the season. So we have to be careful.
Well, listen, we're going to wrap up. Let them know where to find you, Younes, bro. Pleasure as always.
Cheers, man. It was a pleasure. In circumstances, that's funny. All you can eat Chelsea in it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's good too, so.
It's mad.
But Younes Talks Football, for all my thoughts on the latest and what's going on, all the news and transfer stuff as we head into the new season. Then the previews will be coming, the reviews will be coming. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Miz, bro, let them know where to find you, bro. Pleasure.
Yeah, man. The other side of the coin, we hit 14,000. Thank you so much for that. Now we are racing towards 15. So let's do that. You're going to get either a live every day early and then a video to wrap things up in the evening. And obviously the watch-alongs. And look, there's going to be some interesting discussions coming up. So make sure you subscribe.
There we go. Well, guys, make sure you subscribe to everybody here. Links are in the description as always. Make sure you smash up the likes for me as well. It's an absolutely insane insane day in terms of preseason and just the time difference. Like I said, big up to the international fans as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to just going to get some. Well, actually, no, I can't get any shot. I got more content to put out. So yeah, big up your damn selves. And yeah, in a bit, people. Peace. Come on.